Hey guys, Supertone here. Welcome back to Let's Play La-Mulana 2. Let's show the elder this thing. That's the Barret. I think it used to belong to Alice. Did he give it to you? It's a secret treasure of the 7th children, entrusted to us by the 6th children. Or something like that. Probably. Good help there, elder. Good help. You are the most help. The most help. The Barret, though, has a very specific use, which if we reference... Dissonance lingers where the children of the same seed are in conflict. When it governs the conflict disappears, dissonance will be released, and a stone with a face swallows it. We now have a stone with a face, as well as an area of very obvious dissonance. Why don't we go try to add one to the other and see what happens? Because it might be something interesting. I'm banking it's something interesting. If we come here and raise the Barret, all of the dissonance of this area vanishes. And you notice its eyes are red now. This is where things become very interesting, in my opinion. Let's see if I can make this jump. I made the jump. Go me. Because now, there's something I would like to do. This is... Well, why don't I just show you? Maybe you'll understand. That's a lot of blood. That's a lot of blood. Well then. And now if we enter the Shrine of the Frost Giant side, though, that's a lack of blood. No blood whatsoever. What does that mean? Well, the Barret has an interesting interaction with the Corridor of Blood. You can see that we can rotate this now. Let's try this. You can see as we rotate the icon outside, inside rotates as well. Last time, this took us to the Ancient Chaos, if I recall correctly. So where does it take us now? The Dark Star-Lord's Mausoleum. A place we have not been yet. That's a death field I don't want to be in. Where do I want to go here? Where can I go here? Where do I want to go here? There's not really a lot. Anunet. An inquisitive mind is power in itself. Having already pursued the heavens, life, and death, what else lies ahead of us? It is for the purpose of answering these very questions that Ra embarked on his endeavors. People should not have to live their entire lives under the ground as we do. We need to leave this place. That, if I may check the glossary, is our first encounter with the 5th children, the dwarves. Priestess of the Amna. She is the wife of Amun of the Ened. Though the couple are split by their allegiances, she is not involved in the fighting directly. There's a lot of information go on here. We are starting to encounter more of the races as more of the areas open themselves up to them. The contents of the chest go to the one who already holds them high. So, this is actually kind of a fun little puzzle, I feel. The contents will go to someone who already has them. Well, what could that mean? Well, it's possibly going to be an Hawkstone. Except it's not. What other items do we have multiple of? The Crystal Skull. I like that little simple puzzle. You have to hold up a Crystal Skull to get a Crystal Skull. That is our second one. Let's see. Isn't that Stray Bow? Oof. I am mostly trapped here. But that's kind of okay if I leave, because I am in no condition to continue down this path as I would like. Besides, now we can show off access from here. So, as you've probably already guessed, based on the diagram over the Rainbow Bridge in Anwith, as well as the diagram above the Corridor of Blood, and how we've already made the revelation that rotating the corridor gives you access to new areas. The areas are directly corresponding to each other. You can make a map from this, and they do kind of directly correspond to how they are directionally related to each other. So on this side, we know that when the Corridor of Blood is oriented like this, starting at Valhalla, it'll take us down to the Frost Giants area, the Shrine of the Frost Giants. So let's try rotating it a bit. Get back out the Barret. Now we're at a pretty sharp angle. Okay. Going straight down. And this is a one-way trip, but let's see what happens. Entering the gate on this side takes us to the Ancient Chaos. I've seen a map how you can kind of directly correspond all the areas to each other in a physical way that makes sense. I never made a map like that. I just had, this is where I start. If I rotate the gate, this is where I'll go to. Or more specifically, what side will take you to what area. This, according to my notes, Chaos, that'll take me to Malice. At this point, we've seen 5 areas. We know Valhalla, Shrine of the Frost Giants, Ancient Chaos, Halls of Malice, and now we know the Dark Lord's Mausoleum. There's one that we don't know, however. And that one should be this orientation. And also, you notice, for each one that we pass through, there's a different indication. Well, we can't do anything with that. That's blocked. But there's a different indentation on all the Corridor of Bloods based on where we start from. Those are going to be important for us to deal with a bit later. For now, we're pretty much done with the Corridor of Blood. There is more that we could do, but I've seen enough for now. Whoop, I actually wanted to go back to Anwith. Oh well, that's no issue whatsoever. Because I actually wanted to reference the, wanted to reference that diagram specifically. See if we can actually make heads or tails of it. Jump down here through the water, which the water does not hurt us anymore because we have the Scale Spear. It is now perfectly fine for us to traverse the, nothing down here, I don't believe. Because we can't access that sigil yet. It's safe for us to traverse the, word I'm looking for. Word I am looking for. Stuff. Regardless. So, let's take a few looks at this. This gives us a interesting way of looking at all the areas throughout. In truth, we can reverse engineer enough of this to figure out what is what. Now, let's see. Knowing the areas as I do. Do the text have... Yes, they do. That one. That's the Ice Fair Treetops. That is for that area. Oh yeah, it tells us where they were. Anwith doesn't matter for this. I need to find a Valhalla. Let's take a look at the Shrine of Malice one. Alright, so there's a picture of Echidna. Or at very least, a Lamia. None of those appear to correspond with any of the pictures we have. Valhalla's has a picture of a snake. Okay. What about the Divine Fortress? Oh, no, I don't want to leave. Divine Fortress has human and mutant. None of those seem to directly correspond to what we've seen here. We could start to make some assessments based on the directions we've gone, though. So, we know, starting in Valhalla, if we are taking the area when it's angled at a slight... Let's see. In Valhalla, it's angled slightly down. Presumably, this in the upper corner here is the Shrine of the Frost Giants. That would make the most sense based on how it looked. When we went straight down from the Shrine of the Frost Giants, we ended up in the Ancient Chaos. This here. And from the Ancient Chaos, when we went straight over, we ended up in the Halls of Malice. Okay? So, that gives us a bit of an understanding about what we're looking at here. So, when we went from the Shrine of the Frost Giants down at a sharp angle... Is that what we did? That sounds like what we did. What was it from? It was from the Ancient Chaos that we went to... Ah, Christ, I'm already losing track of myself. Well, I've fallen through the gap, so it doesn't matter now. That is basically a map of how the areas connect. I have my directions written down, so I'll know where I'm going anytime it matters. So that's really the important thing here. Let's just continue through this area here. We can now traverse through the water with no issues, so I'm just going to keep traversing through the water with no issues. Because there's a few things more we can do in this area. We have the golden gloves. I probably could go back to grab that, because that was the fish boss we defeated. I probably could go back up to Anwith in order to properly venture into the Shrine of the Frost Giants. That would give us a decent bit of progress. It's actually kind of tempting the more I think about it. Stab you a few times. See if we can't stab him before he's in trouble. We can! We can't access that sigil yet, so going through this will not actually accomplish us too terribly much. By the way, the fact that those are red are your hints that you can go through it. Not too terribly difficult of a puzzle here. Bring back up the hand scanner. There's an establishment that trades in live fairies. Those can win its favor may be able to buy the fairies of freedom. Other than our friend here, the other 3 fairies have all been imprisoned, and until they are freed, there's not much that they'll be able to do to help us. What's this up here? Run like the wind! Let your feet carry you. We're gonna need to do that up ahead. This, however, gives us access to this side without having to do that long loop around. Come up in here. This looks important. Oh, hey, it's Ratatoska. This room is actually kind of obnoxious for fighting him. I would like to be up on the top-ish levels here. And I just gotta wait for him, dodge his fireballs. Can I bait him into this? I can. Can I bait him into doing it again? I can. Can I bait him into doing it again? I can. He's a very exploitable AI. And our reward for defeating him is a crystal skull. There's a lot of crystal skulls to collect. Catalyze the stopper flow of time into Pit of Time. The ancient machine will duly deliver you to the Altar of Time. Okay. We are currently in the Pit of Time, and there's a gear-shaped hollow in a machine-like object. We can't do much in here at the moment. We'll be back here later. Decently later as well at that. Yeah, I kind of want to access this. The Lokapala's secret altar, an altar to the great god Indra, who wishes for the onset of the time of destruction. Only those bearing an image of the Lokapala's protective deity will be permitted into the divine fold. Looks like a dinosaur. I keep pressing the wrong buttons. Alright, so we have to find a way to get into the Lokapala's area, which will take us some time to figure out, but that should be easy enough. That curry-colored tent, that's your dad and grandpa's tent. So they were here investigating all on their own after all. I guess they wanted to see how much you've grown, and they're probably worried about you too. Don't screw up their tent, okay? Or, well, it's your dad, so go ahead, I guess. Thanks, Elder. This area here, I don't know if we can clear it like this. Nope, 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 nope! By the way, if you run into a death trap, you can usually escape them by warping out. Well, that was a big ol' helping a nope. Actually, I want to go to Anwith. Let's go up to the Shrine of the Frost Giants. I noped out of that pretty freaking hard. There's still, like, an optimal route through this game. Like, I'm just trying to think, what would really be an optimal route through this game? Because there's just so much you can do at any given time, it feels like. Wait, we could also get into the... What would it give us to go into the Hall of the Dead? Or Gate of the Dead? I really don't want to go in that area, though. We'll have to go in there at some point. There is no... This is the destroyed branch. It has no counterpart. We have seen where the Gate of Blood connected to, which has so far appeared to have been all of the dark sides, presumably. But there's no destroyed branch. We've seen part of it, but it's not a proper area. Just the gate, the mini-boss, and a passage into here. So, what does that mean for us going forward? There are 6 gates in La-Mulana known as the Corridor of Blood. The star-like decorations above the gate can be turned by dissonance. Turning the gates will change the place to which the Corridor of Blood leads. All I know is this was the work of the Sky People, who visited this land long ago. That is how you learn about the fact that the Barret allows you to turn the Corridor of Blood. I can go down here. Let's go down here. Well, I'm gonna go through a lot of things to actually read that, but the things I do. Bada Koth, the Raven of War. Part of the Queen of Demons, Morrigan. Part of the red-haired Maka. And yet, part the venomous Nemed. When the trio of goddesses combine their power, Bada Koth shall appear. I pronounced that horribly wrong. I apologize. Mostly, I'm either making a mistake or the correct choice here. I do not yet know which. I'm gonna have to keep jumping into this to kill Destroyed, aren't I? I'm gonna have to keep jumping into that Destroyed, aren't I? It was worth it, though, because that was a decent bit of money. Alright. Carefully. There's a fairy who bends weapons to his whims. They bring the weapon fairy Kara. They who bring the weapon fairy Kara will barely surpass their potential. Gonna want to get that bit of information. Fall down here and get another token there. Fall in here. And we access the chest, which we can now open, which should be the map. It's the map. Alright, first things first. Did I fall far enough? I hope I fell far enough. I fell far enough. If you remembered when we opened that like an episode ago, we can now move through it to access this lower area, which has my most hated enemy. You know what? You go up there. That's perfectly fine. The dissonance of the second children lies squarely on the unforgivable sinner, Sakit's shoulder. His unforgivable sin was to slay one of his own, bringing about the destruction of his race. Sakit was the boss of the Mausoleum of the Giants in the first game. My most hated boss fight at that. Oh, that almost wrecked me. I should have stayed on that. I do not. Oh wow, I need to bug out and heal. We can get back here easily enough. Sigil was my most hated boss in the first game. I have bad memories of it. There's a lot more to his story. And apparently, at the very least, more to his story includes... that doesn't help us, so I have to go back in through it. Apparently seems to indicate that his story includes the dissonance of the second children. We're gonna have a long road before we properly figure out what happened to them. That's gonna be quite the trip for us. Do I want to go to the gate of death? I really don't want to. What would I get by going there? Stuff that I do need, mind you. But I don't need to go there yet. Probably go there after I get that. Yeah, I have to. I'm glad I have just enough weights for this. Oh, maybe I'm gonna get at least one more though. Well, yes and no to needing one more. Can I not get comboed? Let's see. Could I literally just destroy that and not have to... Words. Regardless, let's just go past here. I cannot because I require so many things that I do not currently have access to. I have a lot of money though. Let's just go to the surface and buy a bunch of weights. I'd like to at least get that before this is done. 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be enough. 20 weights will last us a good while. More than a while. More than we need, to be honest, for at least now. I like having a good number of weights at any given time, especially in this area, which is designed to waste your weights. It is designed to force you to go through so many weights. Like, if I was quick here, I potentially could have only needed to use 1 weight. I, however, need to use 7. So let's get this going. Come on. I want to kill you before you fire your snowballs at me. Eaten by this. But our reward for this is the Birth Sigil. The second of our sigils, which will open up a decent bit more of the game world. Let's see. Does that guy need to be the third boss I fight? Let me think. Does he really? Not really. I can fight him beforehand. If I fight him beforehand, I will have that, which will be useful for me. Also, I hate ice physics. They are the best. By which I mean they aren't. Is there anything over here? No. Grab the fairy. We're trapped. We're not trapped. We just have to use more weights. Because this area is designed to make you waste your weights. Well, it's going to have a long one if I do that. So I won't. I'll just end the video off. I'll just end the video off up here. Because I'm not going to spend 3 weights to get up here to save. So this time, we've done a decent bit of exploring, trying to understand a bit more of the game world and how it fits together. We still have a lot more to explore, and a lot of paths open up to us. We are nowhere near the point yet where we start running out of particular paths that we can go. This is... oh, so much we can still do. So many paths to take. I could do so much, like go back to the Icefire treetops. I could explore more of the Immortal Battlefield. I could go back to the Roots of the Yggdrasil and access 2 new areas. I could just... there's so much to do. So much to do. We'll handle that next time. Later, guys!